Well, now it's time that we get to the fun part of the presentation, where we talk about ways you can take the lifestyle tips that we gave you and incorporate it into your daily lifestyle. Today we have with us Chef Dan. Daniel,
Hey guys.
Daniel works with us at Chandler, and I'll let him introduce himself. Thanks, Dan.
You got it. So again, I'm Daniel. I'm the chef here at Chandler Regional. Been doing this for about 15 years now. Just started here 2.5 years ago. Love it here. It's a great family, great group of people to work with. So let's get started. First one we're going to do is our black bean and corn salad. So here we have corn, black beans, green onions, cilantro, poblano peppers, red pepper, and lime. So we're just going to mix it all up.
And Daniel took, I don't know if you can see this, but I'll bring it a little closer. Daniel roasted all of these.
Yep.
So as you can see the roasting on it. And here's more of the peppers. You can kind of see how it looks. And then actually even the avocado, which I don't know if you've ever seen. The grill marks on the avocado look absolutely amazing. But this is a good way that you can have your avocado, and it still tastes good, but it really looks good when you put it in a salad like this.
All right, so I'm actually going to cut this one up.
So Daniel, tell them what you're doing and how you're doing it.
So right now I'm just doing dices on here, just so that it'll all come out real easily. So there we go. We'll put a little bit of cilantro in there, fresh lime juice.
Sure.
All right, and then here we just have some salt, pepper, and cumin. Just a little bit there. Thank you. All right, we're just gonna toss this together, get it nice and mixed, and then we'll chill this down, and it'll make a nice little salad. All right, there's that.
Yeah, and so take a look. This is what it looks like. Now, the recipe calls for taking corn on the cob and taking the corn off the ear of corn, taking it off the ear. But this is just canned corn with black beans, so it still works. And it's really easy and simple to do, and it's a great dish to add a little bit more protein, a little bit more fiber in, along with all the wonderful flavors, the avocado, that healthy fat, and oil. So it's a really good recipe to try, and it's something that is very simple to do, and it will add the color to your meals.
And grilling everything first brings out a lot of flavor and all the vegetables there. So that's our first one.
That's our first one. So we'll get everything all set up. And Sarah, do you want to pull everything out, and I'll talk about the recipe. So here's the card. This card will be available for you as a piece of our Go Red event, and you should be able to access it. It's will be online for you to take a look at. So this is one of the recipes that we look at. So this was one of the ones that really went as an accompaniment to a meal. The next dish we're going to talk about would be more of an entree dish. And again, it's going to be very heart healthy for you. It will be a mozzarella chicken, basil chicken with roasted grape tomatoes. I love the grape tomatoes at home. I'll put my grape tomatoes, I'll cut them up a little bit, the little small tomatoes, put them in a plastic bag with a little bit of olive oil, and shake that and then roast it in the oven. This incorporates it in with the dish. And I'm going to ask Dan to talk a little bit about how to cut chicken and to avoid cross-contamination, which is a big issue with food safety. So Dan, it's all up to you. Here you go.
All right, so for this one, we did the salad first. That way, like Lee said, we aren't cross-contaminated with raw chicken here. So I've pre-cut all my vegetables here, so that the only thing touching this cutting board at this point will be the chicken. So we have our marinated chicken here. In the recipe, it has you marinating it in balsamic vinegar. Throw this away. And what it's going to do, it's going to have you put a little slit in the chicken so that we can stuff it. So what we'll do is we'll just come here, put a little slit in there, and then we're going to stuff it with mozzarella. Go this way so you can see. A couple grape tomatoes. And then some fresh basil leaves. So what we'll do then is cook that in the oven at 350 for about 20 to 25 minutes until it reaches an internal temperature of 165 degrees. So this here is the final product, which we have pre-made.
So Daniel, how long did this take you to?
It took about 20 minutes. About 5 minutes before it was finished, I put a little Parmesan cheese on top just to melt.
It looks really good, doesn't it? You can kind of see it's got the tomatoes and then the green and the red with it. I want to show you just a little bit about the raw product so you can see what it looks like when it's done. So I will pick it up and move it over. I hope I can do this well. But if you take a look, you can see where the slit is and how it is just filled and stuffed in with all those yummy vegetables and basil. It's going to make a great dish for you to eat at home. And it looks fancy and it's simple and easy. Plus, it's really heart healthy. That balsamic vinegar will help tenderize the chicken. It's really good when we're using all of those healthy oils that we've talked about.
All right.
Okay. So last but not least,
And finally, our last dish is the pozole. Set that there and come around so you can see me. So this is a very traditional Mexican soup. It's made with hominy, pork. You can also use chicken if you'd like to make it a little bit healthier. Whole kernel corn and onions. So also in there is going to be for seasonings, chili powder and cumin, a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. We actually feature this every Wednesday in our cafe by request from employees because it's so popular. So very delicious meal and actually very heart healthy as well.
what's nice about this is that that pork tenderloin is going to give you a less fatty meat. So when we talk about what meats to have, especially with our heart healthy meats, you know, we like to use more of a loin because that loin is going to be less fatty.
Right.
The other nice thing about it is that the beans also will add protein to it. The hominy will give you a little bit of that carbohydrate that you're looking for. But then again, it just looks really good. The flavors are good. You know, with heart healthy meals, we like to reduce the amount of salt that we use in the meals. So when we add things like cumin and garlic and other spices, that really takes the place of salt. And then we're able to really take a look and have something just a little different. So Daniel, how long do you think this took?
So this, I let it stew for probably about 4 hours. That way the meat gets nice and tender. It's already a tender piece of meat, but we just like to stew it, bring more flavor into the meat itself, and also just really boast those flavors by cooking it slow for a while.
And what I do at home when I do my tenderloin, I will put it in the crock pot and let it cook throughout the day, which is that slow cook, which then just really brings those flavors out. And then if I have a large piece of pork tenderloin, I could use it for hominy, or I could use it for tacos, or I could use it in another dish that calls for pork. And again, just stretching that pork a little bit longer will help with the food dollars and with the shopping. So another great way to go ahead and do this. We have several other recipes that we'll be offering. Please just look to our website. We'll make sure that we have those listed out for heart healthy meals, and we really encourage you to try those, and then also to give us your feedback. Daniel, thank you very much.
Thank you. Appreciate
for
it.
coming, and y'all have a good day.
Have a good one, guys.